Okay, fourth grade, we're going to finish up with elapsed time to decide how much time has passed. And so we're going to look at a couple different types of problems today. These problems that you'll see have our analog clock, and it has a little story problem. And so we're going to check out this one first that says music class started at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to do two things on my page. I'm going to write my start and my finish so I can check to see those two times. So it started at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to write it here, and I'm also going to come mark that 1 o'clock would have been right here on my 12 on the clock. It says, how long have we been in music class? So that means I don't know how many minutes it has been. So I'm going to kind of trace around my clock and see, well, where am I finishing? And here's where I finish, right here. Okay, and let's decide what time that is. So I can see 1, and I look at this as 25, and now I can count my marks of 26, 27, 28. So when I finish, it is 1:28. Well, this works out nicely, fourth graders, because my hour is the same, and I started at 0. So I can easily see that it has been 28 minutes. And I did that by looking at my start and my finish. Now we're going to look at this one right here, right underneath. This is what time I got to class. So we're going to start, okay? And the rest says the tardy bell rings at 8:30. How many minutes do I have before class starts? So my finish is telling me that I need to stop at 8:30. which I'm going to mark right here on my clock. But I need to check and read my clock to see, well, what time is it when it started? And I see that it is still 8. And I look at my minute hand and I know the 2 represents 10, 11, 12. So it is 8:12. Now this time, I don't have my starting at 0 to get to 28 like that time. So what I'm going to do, fourth graders, is I'm going to come back and look at my clock, and I'm going to think of it on a number line as well. So I know that at the 3 it represents 15. And so from the 3 to the 6, so from 15 to 30, that's 15 minutes. But before that I was at 12, and from 12 to 15 is 3. So I had 3 minutes here, and then I had 15 more minutes, and that gives me 18 minutes left. Okay, so one way that you're going to do it is by looking at our clock and answering. You'll have these two problems to decide how much time to answer that question. But you are also going to see something that looks like this, and we're going to work on completing a schedule. And so I notice a couple of things. I notice the length. This is telling me how much time. Here's my start time, and here's my ending time. Some of our pieces are missing, and so I need to fill in how much time has passed. So if I am going to start at 8:05, and I have 120 minutes, I'm going to create a number line. So I'm just going to set it right here, and I'm going to draw a number line where I can check out my work. And so I'm going to start at 8:05 because that's what I have on my start time. Now it's going to be 120 minutes. And so I need to think about, well, I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 9:05. And if I make that jump, that is 60 minutes. Well, now I know that another 60 minutes is another hour, which means it's 10:05. And I know that 60 plus 60 equals 120. So here I have my ending time of 10:05 a.m. So I was able to use my number line that way. Now let's check out how this one is different because I have my ending time. So this time I'm going to work backwards. And I'm going to still use my number line. Ooh. Let me get that flipped over for you. I'm going to still use my number line. But this time I'm going to end at 10:45. And it says it's going to last 40 minutes, this class for social studies. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I want to get to where I can make it some more simple jumps. So I'm going to go backwards 5 minutes. And that means I would be at 10:40. Now, remember I only have 40 minutes to jump. I'm going to jump another 5 minutes. And that would put me at 10:35. Now I could jump 5 minutes all the way, right? But so far I've used 10 minutes. And now I'm going to think, well, wait a minute. I had 40 minutes to move. I've used 10. That means I have 30 minutes left. So I'm going to make one 30-minute jump. And if I look, 10:35, and I'm going back 30 minutes, I would end up at 10:05. And so my start time for social studies is 10:05 a.m. Now I can always check and say, okay, 40 minutes. If I added 40 minutes to 5, well, there we are. We end at 10:45. So you're going to see some with your clocks like we first did. And you'll have to fill in some of the schedule as well with that elapsed time. Great job.